guys. Welcome to ffalozinho's channel. Welcome to ffalozinho's channel. Welcome to ffalozinho's channel. If you like this content, leave a like, comment, and subscribe.
What's going on, guys? It's ffalozinho. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for tuning in. We're back again after another break. But isn't that the point? Because you can't be back if you didn't take a break. So we'll just roll with it. Anyway, whatever. We're back with a new-ish piece. Well, I did it last year. It's just now making its way onto the channel. You might have seen it if you follow me on Instagram. So here it is. The process vid and how this all came to be. It's one of my favorite pieces still to this day.
To this day! To this day! To this day!
So this is taken from a reference photo. Basically just recreated it from scratch just because I saw the picture. It just grabbed my attention. Yeah, the color, the composition of it all. I remember like all the hours I put into trying to get it, just right. The trial and error, which I don't think you'll see a lot of that in this video, just because I edit, most of those kind of parts out. Because one, the video would be too long, and then also I kind of want to maintain the illusion, at least in the time lapse, that I know what I'm doing, even though I'd say outright that there's trial and error. Especially this was still in the stages of me learning the software, so not that I've completely mastered it now, but come a long way from when I did this one. And still, like I said, this is one of my favorite pieces that I did. Right, so we're behind already on the description of what's going on, but as you can see, started with the torso because I thought, let's get the harder stuff out of the way first. And also I was working heavily with layers at that time, using them to the max. And because of the way the light, fell and the way the model was positioned, I just thought it was the best way. So that's why I've started with just that part of the body, the torso, the abdomen, the chest, a part of the shoulders, and a little bit of the head, kind of. Yeah, because then the layers were gonna come into play when I did the arms, just because of the way the model was standing. So just outlining the anatomy, creating my shadows, and once I've created the shadows, knowing where the light is gonna fall, or where the light is falling, I put some highlights in, just as a base, and the rest of the details will come later. So moving on to the arms, I tried to recreate, the same process with the arms that I did with the torso, starting with the base color that I was going to use for the skin tone, and then going from there, building, contours, shapes for the anatomy where the muscles were going to be outlined, and then shoulders, bicep, forearm, and then go from there. It's so long ago that I don't actually remember what combination of brushes I used. I have I have a rough idea, but I couldn't say I remember totally.
Yeah,
But yeah, so still going in, adding some detail where the light is falling, So just really going in and trying to create, contrast between the dark and the light, where the light's hitting the musculature. What I like about, one of the things I like a lot about this piece is how much detail I actually allowed myself to go into. And using one of the smaller brushes, as you can see there, to get the vein in, or the veins I should say, down the bicep and down the forearm into the hands. So I really enjoyed that, and it was fun to do, and I liked how it came out. There was a lot of trial and error with that I edited out just to save time and also make you guys think I know what I'm doing, but yeah, I think the veins came out pretty well. Yeah, fairly good detail. Now this hand, I think I've said before in one of my previous videos, it might have been the Cobra Kai one, but just how much I hate/love doing hands, but mostly hate. It's sort of difficult, just because the hands could be in whatever position, have all sorts of light and shadow going on that you have to get right. And this was one of them. I mean, at the time it seemed, before I started the right hand, it seemed fairly simple. And then when I got to it, I was like, wait, that isn't working. Let's try something else. Wait, no, that's not working. And then finally I got to a place where I was, content. But yeah, I think it turned out pretty well. How many times have I said that now about the piece? Yeah, I think it turned out pretty well. I don't know. I mean, you guys can let me know as well in the comments. I think this right hand took a huge bulk of the time that I spent on this overall painting. Let's see. Let's try to give it a percentage. 20%? No, I don't know. But it was a long time though, just on that one hand. Just painstaking, just detail, shadow, light, shadow. Yeah, but it was fun. And that's the thing. It's hard to get the hands, correct the way you want them. But when you do, after you've done them, you've got it right. It's pretty satisfying. Okay, now on to another one of my favorite parts of this is the pants. Might be my favorite part of this whole piece, the pants. I really like the way they turned out. Immediately when I saw the reference photo, I was like, I know exactly how I want to go about doing the pants. And then I tried that and it wasn't working. I don't even remember what I tried to do. I edited it out, obviously, so you didn't see it there, but before I did this, I tried something, completely different, maybe 2 or 3 times. It just wasn't working until I went to this process of doing the pants, and again using the layers, to my advantage, just because of where the hand is positioned there in front of the pants. And yeah, but I think the pants turned out really well, and it was one of the most fun parts. Like I said, initially I just quickly thought, yeah, I have the perfect idea of how to do this, and I still kind of did. I just had to try a couple things to actually put that into effect. So again, making use of my layers, going into his left hand and getting the detail in there. It was pretty easy to do the left arm and hand just because of where it's positioned against his body in the pants, so less work for me to do on that one. Alright, now on to the arm bracelet, bicep bracelet, arm ring.
I don't know. I don't know.
Whatever it's called. And then the necklace. Those are pretty easy. And then adding the shadows that they create on the body. And moving on to the face. Now, leaving the face for last, like I said, was because I wanted to get the harder stuff, the more difficult stuff out of the way. But then when it came to the face, it was a little bit more difficult to do it, just because then I was like, oh, well, now I'm not kind of in the groove of doing a face. So I had to remember, I was like, how do you draw a face again? How do you paint a face? But, you know, we got there in the end. With some of the portraits, I actually do this a lot, where I start from the bottom up, and it actually ended up being quite a bit of trial and error with the face as well. Just trying to get it right with the style that I ended up going with for the rest of it. So just trying to make it match. Yeah, when I finished the face, I did feel like I was just playing catch up with the rest of him. And I did end up not putting a lot of detail into the face. As I was saying earlier, how I put a lot of detail on the arms, or at least the right arm. But when it came to the face, I was like, yeah, this is just the style that I'm going with. But I do like how well I did that vein, you know, on the temple and the ears. So there's that. And now just adding the finishing touches onto this, the airbrush, making him look extra shiny. I think the airbrush worked well, but looking back, I don't know, it made him look like he's oiled up a little bit.
This is crazy.
But whatever. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Please leave a like if you enjoyed, and we'll see you in the next one. Wait, also, I have my art on shirts. Yes, that's right, my art on the shirts on Threadless. I've got a shop open. Please check it out. I've got different styles and a couple pieces, men's and women's. Please go click the link in the description. Go ahead, do it now. Bye.